Hey, what's up guys, it's Unleashed here today, and we are back with another video on Sonic Superstars. And in today's video, we have some more interesting details about the game from the Summer Game Fest demo, and also some little things here and there. So yeah, without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's take a look at the news at hand. Onto Twitter. We Sonic Rush. So we'll start off with SSF 1991. We have some more Sonic Superstars hands-on impressions. It's another positive one. However, there's a very interesting tidbit in this one suggesting that we may get a public demo of the game in the future. And then we can see it right here. I also noticed a small detail that might hint at exciting news for the community. The words trial version were discreetly hidden in the bottom right corner of the game's opening screen during my playthrough. This suggests that the developers may be planning to release a Sonic Superstars public demo. If that's the case, it would give fans and curious gamers a chance to experience the magic of Sonic's return to 2D before the full game releases. Alrighty then, so there's a chance that we could get a public demo for Sonic Superstars, and I've just realised that we haven't had a public demo for a Sonic game since Sonic Forces. God damn, I mean, there was none for Mania, there was none for Team Sonic Racing, Colors Ultimate, Origins, Frontiers. Oh, actually, no, there was one for Sonic Frontiers, but it was only on the Switch, so yeah. Having another demo for Sonic Superstars, that seems like a very viable option. I mean, clearly Sega is obviously proud of the game. They've got absolutely nothing to hide right now, so I'm sure they wouldn't mind putting out a demo for people to enjoy the game even more, and then for people who have played the demo to spread the word even more about the game. Right, moving on to Country Tiob 4 again. In Sonic Superstars, you can play online co-op 4 with remote play together from Steam. Now this isn't confirmed, by the way, it's just some actually just pointing it out, so if you don't know, there's some sort of remote play feature in Steam which allows some other people to, I think essentially you share your game to them, allowing them to play on your game. I don't know exactly how it works, but it's basically somewhat similar to that. And if you think about it, if you do that, then maybe that could enable you to play online multiplayer with other people. I'm not too sure, because we have this person called El Pepe 444444, and you got some stuff there which we're going to translate right here. Nah, but it's not the same. Put a dedicated server or native online Steam play together gives errors. So I'm not entirely sure if this is actually going to work, but if it does, then for those people on Steam and PC and whatnot, I guess we sort of have a way to actually play Sonic Origins online co-op, so that would be pretty cool if it actually does work. If not, then oh well, we'll just have to see if Sega can actually do something about that. I mean, surely since they're going to have an online battle mode anyway, so they could just implement that for the co-op. Like, surely that can be a thing that can actually just be updated at some point, right? Like, at least I hope so. Like, that should be definitely something in the game right now. Like, goddamn, that should be a thing. Right, next tweet from Lopez Dev. Now, this is pretty interesting because they say right here, they really stuffed every last drop of classic Sonic physics in there. Well done, Sonic Superstars team. And then the man, the myth, the legend, Christian Whitehead actually goes and replies to him. We'll have more to say on this when it's appropriate, but the Mania physics were indeed fully translated to modern 3D. So Whitehead confirmed that the physics in Sonic Superstars are basically one-to-one with Sonic Mania, which is brilliant because obviously Sonic Mania was a game with some great movement and physics, basically one-to-one with the original Genesis games. So for those physics to be recreated for Sonic Superstars, that is great because surely if they're doing it in a 2D game, they can do that in a 3D game, right? Like, I'm not just tripping here, right? Surely they can actually just go ahead and do that. Because come on, Sonic Superstars is a 3D game technically, even though it is 2D looking at it from a 2D perspective, it's still a 3D game with 3D graphics, so that same thing's used in modern Sonic games, 3D ones obviously, use them there perhaps, maybe, I don't know. Maybe Kishimoto could implement the physics from Sonic Superstars into the Update 2 for Sonic Frontiers, because Kishimoto did mention that in Update 2, the physics are going to be changed to account for the spin dash in Update 2, so maybe Superstars' physics could be implemented into Frontiers. I don't know if that's actually possible or not, but we'll have to see, I guess. Right, anyways, from SSF 1991 again. So, Fidel is doing a live Sonic Superstars hands-on impressions Q&A on his stream right now. He said he asked the devs what those medals are we've seen in the gameplay footage, but the devs refused to talk about it. So whatever those medals are for, it's important. Now, Sonic Mania also had a medal system, and technically Sonic Origins, but in Origins it's more of coins to retry special stages and whatnot. And also buy things in the museum, but in Mania, you can actually get some medals from the special stages, from the checkpoints and whatnot, you know, the Blue Sphere stages. You can get them there, and they actually unlock some extra features like the Knuckles mode, debug mode. I think there was some sort of Blue Sphere mode as well in the game that you can actually play, which is pretty nice, and yeah. if they do that same thing with Sonic Origins, but to a larger scale, that'd be pretty cool, man. That'd be very cool. Could definitely add a lot of replay value and actually add some more content to the game if they're going to be hiding it with the medals. Right, moving on. Anyway, he says there's no insta-shield, but there's a magnet power-up, so basically the lightning shield then. I mean, that's what the lightning shield does, right? It just attracts rings to you. I'm guessing that's what it is. Though, to be fair, it is Fidel and he's a Sonic fan, so if it was a lightning shield, I'm sure he would have said so. So, yeah, I wonder what this magnet power-up actually attracts. Is it just rings or is it other things? I mean, enemies are made out of metal, right? So maybe it'll attract badniks and stuff. I'm not too sure. Should be interesting to see. He says that the levels are a decent length, around 4 to 5 minutes. And with there being 2 acts per zone and there's only 8 zones, having some long stages is what's really going to save this price for the game. Because like I said in the last video, yeah, this game only has 8 zones and it's $60, and I still think that's ridiculous. So at the very least, they're around 4 to 5 minutes, which I guess is good. Though I do wonder, does 4 to 5 minutes actually include the bosses? Because from what we've seen, the bosses do take up like at least a minute. So if the series are 4 to 5 minutes, but that includes boss time, then they're going to be more 3 to 4 minutes, not 4 to 5. And that also depends how good at the game Fidel actually was, and whether he was speedrunning or exploring and stuff like that. So while this is a definite answer for how long the series is actually going to be, it's a good insight into how long they could be at least. And yeah, 4 to 5 minutes, that's more around the Sonic 3 and Knuckles type length, more than the Sonic 1 CD, so yeah, that's good. I do hope though that with the levels being that long, they don't end up dragging out or anything like that, because a problem with 2D Sonic games, in my opinion at least anyways, is that when you have long stages like this, they can start to feel a bit repetitive and they get a bit old very quickly. So hopefully in Sonic Superstars they don't end up like that, because yeah, that would be a bit of a letdown, wouldn't it? Amy has her own drop dash like move, so yeah, in Sonic Superstars Sonic has a drop dash, and Amy is basically just Sonic but with a double jump and a hammer from what I've seen. So she does actually have the drop dash, which is good though. That's very good. At least it's something to differentiate Amy from Sonic at least, so that's good. You can juggle the signpost. Also, some of you may have noticed a slot machine like thing on the flicky capsules in the gameplay footage. Landing on a symbol is how you get the giant flickies to appear. And yeah, we did notice this at the end of that Speed Jungle gameplay, where there was some sort of capsule where somebody has to jump on it, and then there was what's it called, that slot casino thing or whatever you want to call it, and there was either some sort of fruit looking thing, I think it was, and then it's a blank space. So apparently that fruit thing or whatever gets the giant flickies to appear, so I guess that's interesting. I wonder if the giant flickies actually get to do anything for Sonic, maybe give you some more points, or maybe it's just there for aesthetic, I don't know. I mean, either way, it's pretty cool. Right, the next tweet from tracker_TD. This post makes a pretty solid observation about what engine Superstars might be using. It might be Unity. Does this mean we technically got Yasahura back, technically? And yeah, we can see in this image right here, Sonic Superstars has applied its rim lighting in a very haphazard, cheap, ugly way. Some have called it generic Unity rim lighting, because a lot of low effect games use it to bad effect. And as far as we can tell, the game is being made in Unity, because the debug menu uses the default Unity background color. Now, Unity, from what I've heard, is actually pretty good for mods for games. So if Superstars is actually running off the Unity engine, then that means the mods for that game are going to go ham. Like, it's actually going to be insane. So if it is actually running on the Unity engine, then modding scene for the game is going to be incredible. At least I hope so anyways. Now, looking back at this stage select screen right here, if you go to the second to last line, you can see Zone 5 _ Act Amy. So that means that we're going to have specific acts in stages dedicated to singular characters, which is pretty interesting. Now, does this Act Amy replace Act 2 or 1, or is it added onto it so there's 3 acts in that zone when playing as Amy? Because if it's adding 3 zones, then I guess that's cool, but if it's 2 acts, then I guess that does mean that there's going to be an incentive to replay the game with different characters, because obviously they have some unique stages specific to them, so yeah, that's a good incentive right there. Right, Samosa from Soa City. New Sonic Superstars details. You will find situations that only a specific protagonist will be able to experience, and also the ending of the adventure will change depending on who you play. And yeah, once again, adding on to that replayability factor with the different characters, so you get different cutscenes and stages then. So yeah, once again, that's interesting. Basically like the Knuckles' story in Sonic 3 and Knuckles, where you fight Mecha Sonic at the end instead of the Deathic and everything like that. And then even some new pathways with Knuckles in Angel Island, for example. Right, this next tweet isn't really anything new about the game. It's just something that someone noticed, and I thought that was pretty interesting. So right here from Blaze Hedgehog, it's pretty funny that all they did to de-green hill this location was invert the hue values. If you invert them back, it's the same shades of brown they've been using for Green Hill Zone. And you can see the comparison right there. On the left, obviously, Sonic Superstars, and then on the right, the inverted hue values. And yeah, it's Green Hill. Lovely. Now, I'm not annoyed by this at all. I mean, it's not Green Hill at least, so that's good. I'm happy about that, and yeah. Just thought it was pretty interesting just to note down. So yeah, no complaints, anything right here before anybody comes at me in the comments. I'm not complaining, just something I wanted to point out. And then the last bit of news is from the man, the myth, the legend, T. Lopez. I guess the cat's out of the bag. I'll be contributing music to Sonic Superstars. Then we can see it right here. In addition, Izuku revealed that Sonic 3 composer Jun Sonoe will be leading audio on Sonic Superstars. Then if you skip a couple lines, Jun is the music director on the game and is really focused on making it sound like a classic game. Then once again, skip a couple lines again. Then at the bottom right there, you can see, yeah, T. Lopez has been mentioned. Now, I don't really like how Jun Sonoe is actually working on the game and trying to make it sound classic. Like, I don't know why they're doing that. I mean, we've got 3D graphics. Like, they're clearly not going for a pixel art style anymore. Like, why are they trying to go back to classic again? Like, evolve the visuals, but then evolve the music at the same time as well. Don't just do one. I mean, just look at Mania. That game was all pixel and stuff like that, but the music wasn't very classic at all. It was more modern style, and it was great. So I don't know why they're trying to go back to classic music again, as if it didn't go horribly wrong in Sonic 4 and Sonic Forces with classic Sonic in that game. So it's strange, but I'm sure it'll be fine since we got T. Lopez working on it to some degree at least, so yeah. Anyways, that about does it for today's video. So yeah, we have some promising news in today's video about Sonic Superstars. So yeah, we're gonna have a demo coming soon, a public one, and then people on Steam might have the chance to play online co-op if they can actually get it to work. And then the game might be running on the Unity engine, allowing for some more crazy modding. So yeah, all interesting stuff right there. But what do you guys think of this news? Are you happy or disappointed that Jun Sonoe is going to be going for a more classic style in terms of its music for the game? Let me know down below. Love to see what you guys have to say. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, especially that last one. Don't forget to become unleashed. Pushing that join button down below. Remember, it's not necessary. And I'll see you all next time. Peace!